So I'm going to talk about something that some of you might not know about me. I've been putting it off for a while because I felt like I should share this for a while now, but I just kind of put it off because it's something that makes me a little bit uncomfortable and feel a little vulnerable. So just bear with me if I babble a little bit. But I want to talk about actually something I've struggled with my whole life, and it is ADHD. And I'll give you a little bit of background. I uh, just kind of always struggled in school and struggled at home. I was hyper focused on music, and that was about it. I felt like I couldn't really do anything else. Um, I tried a bunch of different sports and tried to do a bunch of other things, and it just kind of didn't work out. I felt like I just wasn't good at it, and then uh, in school, I would work really hard, and I just it just life felt hard, and it was hard to explain because I wasn't the kind of kid that was jumping out of my seat or being a distraction for the class. I was well behaved, and so I just kind of went through my school career without really being noticed that way. I was a bubbly, happy girl and got along well with others. It wasn't until probably about middle school that I just really started to struggle. I started to gain a lot of weight, and I did poorly in my classes no matter how hard I worked. And I just felt like I wasn't I just kind of felt like I was drowning, like I wasn't succeeding. And it was a lot of strong emotions for a middle school kid to feel. But then I started excelling in music and singing and flute, and that really helped me. But still, going through high school, it wasn't until my junior year um, I just really started to struggle. Um, and it got to the point where I decided that after the school musical was over, I was going to take my life. I wrote it down, I had it all planned out because I really felt like life was just too hard and that I wasn't doing well. And I knew my family loved me. I had a wonderful family, wonderful siblings, and they were active at church, and I had teachers that loved me, but I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. And so at that point, I think my family noticed that things were not going well. And so my mom took me to the doctor, and she suggested that I go to a psychiatrist. And so we did, and we went together to the appointment and worked some things out. And then finally, the doctor said, "You have ADHD." And I was really surprised. I kind of thought, okay, like, what does that have to do with feeling so depressed and feeling like I can't function? And then, he just talked to me and my mom about it, and we all decided that it was best if I got on medication for it. And I was really lucky. A lot of people have to go back and forth with medication and try to figure out what works best for them, but I found something that worked for me right away. And I felt like normal, and I felt like myself, and I felt happy for the first time in years. I started to care about myself again. I started to, do my hair and start to exercise and eat healthy. But then it kind of backfired on me, and it got out of control as I was losing weight. I lost 85 pounds in 6 months. It happened really fast. And some of my friends in high school noticed because they sat with me at lunch and they realized that Brelle's not eating anything. But that's kind of a different story. But anyway, just I was able to be on my medicine and do really well, and go to college and do well in my classes. But then after I got married and we decided to start a family, I realized that I couldn't be on my medication anymore. And I kind of thought no big deal. And I went off of it, and I gained 50 pounds in a matter of 4 or 5 months. I wanted to drop out of school. I started struggling again, but I didn't even make the connection. I just kind of thought school's hard. It's hard being, freshly married, and I didn't make the connection. And it wasn't until after I had my son, I I finished nursing him. I nursed him till he was 1, and then he decided not to nurse anymore. And then I said, well, I think I'm going to get back on my medicine because I wasn't doing well. I felt like I wasn't even functioning. Just the thought of dishes or laundry or um, anything made me just want to break out into tears. And I'm not usually a crier. I know it looks like I am right now, but I'm not usually a crier. And so I got, went to the doctor, got back on my medicine, and it's probably about 2 weeks after that. I was standing in the kitchen getting ready for church, and I looked over at my husband, and he was just like staring at me. And I just kind of stopped and went, "What?" And he just came over and gave me a big hug and said, "Welcome back." And that was really eye opening for me because before it kind of felt like he didn't get it. And I was really self conscious of it. And I was really self conscious of taking medication for something because all the time, even now, I see articles on Facebook and people talking about how ADHD is overdiagnosed or that it doesn't exist at all, or that you can combat it with a healthy diet, flaxseed, no sugar, and reading your scriptures and praying. But it was at that moment I realized that it was part of who I was. It was something that I would always struggle with. But I was myself when I was on my medication. And I still struggle with it. Not very many people know. I mean, now they will. But I've been, as I've been praying and growing and learning in coaching and in my business, I just, the things that I've been praying for is to know how to connect with people and how to like help the most amount of people. And I thought, well, what was, one of my biggest struggles? And this is probably it. And so I thought, well, then that's what I need to connect with people about. And I need to talk to people about and create a little bit of awareness and understanding. It's different for everybody. And so it's not something that I can be, the ADHD spokesperson for. But I know that it's real. Uh, when it used to really throw me off when people would make comments like that, I would stop taking my medicine, and it would be bad. I mean, that's not that's not what you're supposed to do. Even if you decide to go off your medicine, you need to consult a physician, and it's something that's not good to be going on and off all the time. And I definitely felt it, and so now I'm to the point where I mean, it stings a little bit when I see people saying those things or posting those things on social media, or you hear moms at the playground talking about ADHD. But now I just kind of smile, like, oh, okay, well, they can believe that because it's hard to talk about something that you don't experience every day. But when it's a major part of your life, it sure feels real. So um, call it what you want, but I've been diagnosed with ADHD, and I'm still able to be a bubbly, happy person, even when I'm struggling with it, even when I'm having, depression as a side effect of it. But um, it's just something that is it's part of me, and it doesn't define me in a bad way. But people don't realize how hard I work at being organized, how hard I work at being on time. It's not something that comes naturally. If I come up to somebody and introduce myself, 9 times out of 10, I will immediately forget their name. I don't have very good short-term memory, and there's a bunch of other things that kind of go along with it, but it's just that's just life. And I just wanted everyone to know that you see me, posting the sweaty, smiley selfies all the time. I do it like every day. Mostly it's accountability for myself. But I wanted you to know that even though I'm very happy right now with my life and my family and the decision to become a coach, uh, life isn't always perfect. Nobody's life is perfect, and everybody has something. Everybody has something that they're struggling with. But it's just you just have to decide to be happy and find out what is going to make you happy and what you need to do to get there. So I hope this is helpful. I wasn't expecting to cry, so that's really embarrassing. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.